Hey guys, as some of you may know, we had a blowout on the trail the other day. We ended up getting a gash in our sidewall, not on this tire. It was actually this one back here. I've put a spare on now, but I made a post about it and GlueTread reached out to me and said, "Hey, that looks like something that our product can take care of." And I said, "Maybe it can. Why don't you send me a kit?" Well, here it is. They sent me a kit. We're going to whip together the old sidewall gash. We're going to put it to the test, come out here and see if it holds up. Before we do all that, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you go check out the Trail Talk podcast. We have a bunch of cool guests coming up. We are hitting trails, talking off-road. It's awesome. Get subscribed. You won't be disappointed. Okay, I'm not going to fix this out here. I'm actually going to do this kind of in a non-scientific way. We're going to run back to the shop because it's cold and I don't want to fix it on the side of the road. Either way, we'll put this together. We'll slap it on. We will come back out here and drive around and see how well this stuff holds up. All right, we're back in the garage. We're gonna open this up and see how it goes. But first of all, I wanna show you, this is exactly what we're gonna be trying to patch. So this is the tire here. We had a big gash right here. Kind of maybe hard to see, but it goes right here. Gets pretty close to the rim. I'm not sure how well this patch is going to do, this GlueTread. I hope it will. Ooh, the air inside the tire is really cold when I push that. I hope it'll work. I don't know. We will find out. All right, let's take a look at what we got in here. Looks like, first off, we got 2 patches. These look pretty big. I'm not sure. I hope the instructions will say whether to trim them or not. I don't know. Looks like we got a little instruction set. Doesn't look too complicated. We'll have to look at this a little bit later on. Up the surface. Yeah, that's fine. It looks like it's like a startup guide almost in length. So it's not like a big, huge manual. So that's nice. Next, looks like there's some smaller patches. So those are about 1 inch by 2.5. These other ones for your info are like 3.5 by 3.5-ish. What else we got in here? I think that's everything. Okay, we got glue. So that's going to be, I guess, to glue these on externally. Got our glue packets. And we got our, looks like sandpaper. It says stop, use less adhesive, more is not better. So I'm sure we'll get to that at some point. Okay, so we got the instructions here. Let's take a look. Starts with 1, prep the surface, sand around the damaged area so there's no lettering or raised areas where the patch will be. 2, apply adhesive to the cut edges. That's, I guess, down in the cut here to kind of help seal the existing tire together. Measure patch on tire, use a patch to cover damage and at least 1/2 inch around damage. Okay. Apply adhesive in a dot pattern on either the patch or the tire. They gave us a little guide for that, I think, right here. Then follow glue pattern and instructions immediately and carefully set the patch in place and apply pressure on the edges for 3 minutes. Ensure edges and corners are fully adhered. Allow 10 minutes to cure, inflate and ride. Okay, on the back we got these pro tips. The accelerator, we're not gonna be using that. That's basically if you need it to like seal up dang quick. And to be honest, I don't. It's sitting on a table in my garage. I'm not on the trail, but I'd probably use it if I was on the trail. Accelerator, give some instructions on that. Sanding, to use a patch to back the sandpaper while sanding the tire. Use a grinder or sanding wheel to grind away the lettering or lugs. If you do this, be careful not to get the tire hot while sanding. This is one thing that I think might be an issue with this kit. If you're trying to do this repair on a trail, I don't know that many people that actually carry a grinder. I used to ride a RZR with a dude that carried everything from spare clutches to like he had like a full mechanics kit in the back of his RZR, which was a lot. I don't know many people that do that. I am in the garage. I think this patch, I can probably get away with not grinding if I wanted to. So here, let me show you what I'm talking about. This is our sidewall gash right here. And this is the start of the M for Maxxis. I have a 1/2 inch of gap right there. And I think I could actually probably get away with one of these. I think because I'm in the garage, I'm going to take I'm going to take a Dremel and I'm just going to clean up a little bit of this M. And I just want to be clear that that's probably something that doesn't happen on the trail. Or it doesn't unless you carry a grinder or unless you spend a lot of time sanding. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to take the, probably over to here, off of this puppy, probably halfway through the first hump in the M. And then I'm going to cut that other patch, you know, to fit. Okay, this is just a regular Dremel. I've just got a sanding wheel on it. I'm just going to, like I said, take off this M portion right here, just down to basically to flush with the rest of the tire, and then I'm going to sand this up with the sandpaper they sent. Again, I know this is probably not a part that can happen on the trail. You could get the same effect with the sandpaper they sent. It's just going to take longer, and I'm lazy. So here we go. Okay, see this portion right here? We've just taken that M off. That'll basically allow me to get this bigger patch, which I'm probably going to trim down. That's kind of what I'm going for. So let's try it out. I'm going to get the regular sanding stuff now that they sent us in the kit. We're going to rough that up. Got our regular sanding paper. We're just going to, oh, I remember they said to back it up with one of their patches. So that's what we're doing. Woo! Just want to point out that the best way I've found for sanding this is take one of the smaller patches, take the sanding paper, wrap it over your knuckle like that. That has been a lot easier than any other way that I've done it so far. They want you to put a little bit of glue down in these cracks themselves, just to kind of seal them. And so that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I'm glad I found that second hole right here. This is, okay. Just trying to be a little more clean about this. So here's a little bit of a paper towel. Let's get this out of the way. Hold the edges back together. Allow 1 minute to cure. Hold the cut edges back together. Apply adhesive to the cut edges. Okay, so we're going to do our adhesive to the cut edges right here. I'm pushing down on one side of the sidewall to let this stuff in, if that makes sense. Then I'm going to push on the other side. I'm going to hold that together for 1 minute, it says. Okay, that one's together. We're going to push the little guy up that's above it, adhesive in here. And then I'm going to tilt this up and show you guys, because that one's kind of holding itself together, which is fine. The bigger one kind of needed some help to be held together. Kind of still does, actually. So I'm actually going to wait. Okay. Measure adhesive patch on tire. I'm assuming that means, when they say measure, I'm assuming that means that we can trim this if we want. Okay. I thought I was going to trim this, but I'm not. I'm going to go full YOLO swaggins, and I'm just going to glue the tar out of this thing, and then we're going to put it together. GlueTread sends you this little card. That shows us basically the dimensions for the glue dots you put on it. Looks like you just make a giant grid, which I'm now regretting not trimming because that's going to be a lot of dots. But here we go. All right, we got our glue on there. I think that matches their card as best it can. Maybe we'll add a little bit more, except for that it says less adhesive, more is not better. So I think that that's good. Immediately apply the patch. Pressure on the patch evenly for 3 minutes. Ensure edges and corners are fully adhered. Ooh, this is some sticky glue. I will say that is sticky. There's no two ways about this. That patch is sticky. Okay, it says we're supposed to keep pressure on this for 3 minutes. We're gonna kick this off with an actual timer. Hey Siri, set a timer for 3 minutes. And let's let it go. Timer's all done. I don't know, seems pretty good. So you can see these edges are bonded pretty good. All the way down, we're all the way up against that lower bead. Corners are holding down pretty well. The next part of the instructions is to let this sit for 10 minutes to cure. So we're gonna do that and then we'll come back and we will try and air it up. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. We're gonna spray this down with some simple green just to catch for bubbles. And then we're gonna fill it up. See if there's anything comes out leaking. Just so you guys know, I run these tires at about 10 PSI. It's on a razor, weighs 2,500 pounds. That's gonna be somewhat to our advantage in that it's a light vehicle, but it's gonna be disadvantage in that I run low pressure, so this sidewall actually gets a lot of flex. Let's see where we're at pressure-wise. 4.5, keep going. The compressor might kick on. Called it. Okay, I just kicked the compressor off because we're already at 11 PSI. I just checked it. Okay, as you can see, there are bubbles here, but there are not anything actively, there's not anything like currently bubbling up, showing air being like pushed out from the inside. That's how you can check for a tire leak. To me, this looks like it's holding pretty good. So the next step is throw it on the razor and go run a trail, maybe the maze or something, I don't know. Okay, as you can see, we got our patched tire on. We're ready to roll. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the tire pressure before we leave. I'm switching to using this gauge because it will actually show me an indication of the actual pressure based on this bar versus just using the printout on the digital one. I just want to be able to see if there's a difference in tire pressure from when we leave to when we come back. In theory, the pressure should go up as the tire heats up and we use it, but we're gonna check it here and then we'll check it when we get home. So. We are sitting just below 15 PSI. We're like 14 and a half. So we'll see where we end up when we get back. Okay, we're back. As you can tell, we got after it. I don't know. I feel like I tried to hit stuff as hard or harder than I usually do. This is going to be a moment of truth. We're going to see what we come out to pressure-wise. I'm going to move over here so there's a little more light. What we're looking for, remember, is we were at 14 and a half. We want to basically prove that this is either at 14 and a half or because the air inside the tire has heated up. We want to we want to see something higher than that, probably around 15 and a half. But let's find out. Oh, what the heck? My release valve isn't holding the pressure. So this little thing, side note, this is supposed to release the pressure, but it's currently not holding it. So I'm gonna have to hold it on and then show you. If you look, we are at that 15 mark. Okay, what does that mean for this whole test, this whole thing? I think this is worth it. I don't know how hard this is going to be to install on the trail. It wasn't terrible in the office or in the wasn't terrible in the garage, but you know, totally doable. If you don't have any other way to like carry a spare, I think this is probably something you should look at. Another thing that I want to point out is if you look right here, one kit for the sidewall gash I had probably would have covered at least two. I have extra glue. I have leftover patches. I can't say that for every gash in the sidewall. I don't know that that would be, you know, I don't know that there's enough there for giant tears to do more than one. But for what I had, I could have patched 2 tires. Okay, another thing to consider is that when you get this package, I don't know if they're still doing it. I couldn't tell you if this is just in the one that they sent to me, but I will say this wasn't separate. This was just in the package of the GlueTread stuff that I got. Free kit if you make a video for it. So feasibly, you could patch 4 tires for the price of one GlueTread kit. I don't know that that's, you know, circumstances change. It might not all be the exact same, but it's feasible you could do that many tires. There's enough glue, there's enough of that stuff. Totally doable. I would recommend getting one of these kits. I'm probably going to turn in my coupon, get a free kit. If nothing else, it's just peace of mind. They're not that expensive. I don't like carrying spares. I know that that's kind of, I'm not usually out 100 miles back in the woods where I have to get myself out. I'm not an overlander. I just like my side-by-side. If I'm going somewhere more strenuous, further, different, I'll throw a spare on the roof. It's not a big deal. This is a good option for me. I think if you wanted to get real like technical with it, you could probably pop this tire off the bead, put that patch on the inside if it was on the treaded portion, and it'd probably work. That's not something that they say you can do. That's just me, but well worth it. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to go check out the Trail Talk podcast. You'll like the conversations we have with everybody in the off-road industry. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.